it's officially been 12 days and I have been putting this new Poshmark excessive listing, delisting policy to the test, and I have the receipts with my giant laptop. We are going to dig into it in this video. So I have compiled all of your comments from all of you that have been banned, restricted, suspended, and I'm going to list all of those here so that we can all use this as information until we get further clarification from Poshmark. I am filming this May 13th, 2025. So if you're watching this a month later and they've completely rolled back this policy, then this will not be valid, but maybe it still is because we haven't heard any updates to this policy as of the date I'm filming this. So it may just be the way it is, but I have compiled them all here, and I'm also going to go through the results of what has happened to my account by doing various things. And let's just get into it. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my laptop. Again, I was not planning on filming this video, friends. If you are new here and you're enjoying these updates, or you even appreciate them and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I feel like I do not mention subscribing enough. YouTube shows me on the back end, there are literally like 50% of you that watch these videos all the way through the end and you haven't subscribed. Why not? I am here multiple times a week, and if you couldn't tell from this month, I have been here almost daily, you guys. I was literally just sitting here about to pack up a wholesale order, and I've been compiling all of these notes. I am very much a data nerd. I keep notes, statistics, I keep comments, and I was like, you know what? I should update my friends on everything I have learned over these last 2 weeks. So, quick recap, this is the first video you're seeing, I've done like 8 videos since Poshmark has released this new policy. If you are new here, the quick version, Poshmark, as of May 1, released this policy that sellers are now at risk of suspension, restriction for deleting, and they said excessive deleting and relisting of items. But what we have found in these last 2 weeks, it's that it's not even if you're deleting and relisting the same items. This can also happen if you're just excessively deleting items off Poshmark, period, and you're not even relisting them. And we have learned that through different members of the community sharing their experience with us. And the longest ban I have seen as of right now, 13 days in, is 10 days. And I'm going to share with you what these people were doing. I'm assuming they're fine with me sharing it because they put it publicly on my YouTube channel. Like, I'm not sharing anything that was sent. Anytime you guys send me stuff privately, whether that be on Instagram or any of my group members, just know if I don't have your permission to share it, I'm not going to share it. But when you guys publicly put it with your screen names on YouTube, I'm assuming you're fine with sharing it because you shared it on a public platform. But I'm not going to show you everyone's screen names, but I'm going to share with you because you guys have asked, what are all of the reasons and the ways that people are getting banned so I can avoid them? And I'll tell you everything that I did. So this has been in effect, you guys, for 13 days. I'm filming this May 13th. Literally, you guys, if you are new around here, I have a full-time job. I got off work. I was hanging out with my kids, and I wasn't planning on filming this. I was just packing up an order. And I got like 5 messages from you guys saying, hey, can you just kind of tell me like all the ways that people were banned, because I know people reach out to you and tell me like what you've been doing. So that's new policy in a nutshell. If you want to know more about it, like verbatim, I can link Poshmark's policy, which is still very confusing. I can link it down below. Let me tell you what I have done with my account quickly, because I know a lot of you have already heard me say this. I have been selling on Poshmark for 6 years. If you are new here, hello, my name is Nikki. I've been a part-time reseller for a very long time. We're going on 16 years. Most of that has been on eBay. I started selling on Poshmark 6 years ago. I started selling on Amazon, ThreadUp, and The RealReal between 7 and 8 years ago. So out of all my platforms I still sell on, Poshmark is my newest at 6 years. And I have been very part-time, and I have had to pivot my reselling business many times because, as we all know, we don't own these platforms. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. Here's what I've been doing over the last 2 weeks, and I've gotten all of these ideas from you guys. The first thing I was doing is I was just deleting listings. If you are new, I sell predominantly on eBay. Like my daily sales usually come on eBay, anywhere from like 10 to 30 items a day. I use Vendoo, and I had my Vendoo set up to basically delete listings on Poshmark if they sold on eBay or whatnot. So I currently use Vendoo to cross list on Poshmark, eBay, and whatnot. And I actually have been getting quite a few sales on Whatnot's marketplace, not even going live. So if something sold on Whatnot or eBay, it would just delete it. But then I heard from many of you over those first couple days, like from May 3rd to May 5th, that like, don't do that, because I was suspended for 3 days, someone was suspended for 5 and 7 days for mass deleting on Poshmark, not even relisting. And all of those people that reached out to me are like myself. They're very high volume sellers on other platforms. One person's like high volume on Mercari and Depop. A lot of the people that reached out are high volume on eBay. So it's not like we're deleting to relist. We're just deleting because we don't have it for sale anymore. So I immediately had Vendoo stop doing that, because I was like, okay, well, that's not good, because at the very minimum, I'm deleting like 5 to 10 items every single day, just deleting it on Poshmark. So I had Vendoo stop doing that. And then around like day 4, day 5, a lot of you were saying, well, don't delete it, just mark the item as not for sale. So then I tested that out for a couple of days, because every day, you guys, I'm having things sell on eBay that are also cross-posted on Poshmark. So I would then go in and mark it as not for sale. And then I got probably about 10 of you. And these are all people that are very high volume sellers. You're not even trying to relist it. I had about 10 of you say, oh, I got like a 3-day suspension for mass marking things as not for sale. And so then around this time, Poshmark clarified that like you cannot, they don't want you to delete items and relist items unless they've been listed on Poshmark for at least 60 days. Or they don't want you mass deleting things that haven't been listed there for 60 days. It's like, okay, at least we got a little bit more clarification there, because surely this policy can't be penalizing us for just deleting things from their platform that sell other places. Because as resellers, most of us sell on more than one platform. And that's what that felt like, right? It felt like, well, you're being penalized even if you're just not trying to abuse the system. And that's not my verbiage. That's Poshmark's saying. If you're deleting and mass relisting, you're gaming the system. You're taking advantage. That's what this policy was supposed to stop. But then we later learned that it's also kind of like stopping you from listing your items other places, because if you get in trouble for that, that means they don't want you selling things other places. They're not saying that, but that's what this means, right? If you're just deleting from their website. So then I tried editing listings to like change the price, change the photos. Example, I mentioned this for you guys, it's yesterday's video. For me, it's today. But I mentioned that I went in and like, let's say I had this is a Lululemon sweater. I had it listed on Poshmark for $50. It sold on Whatnot. I would then go in and change the photos. The first photo would not be this item. It would just say sold. And I would put, the price at $1,000, because nobody's going to buy that. They don't even know what it is because the photo is missing and it's like $1,000. But remember, I'm having to do this to multiple listings a day. So I'm like, I hope I'm okay. And then I would get emails from, I think I got emails from 4 of you. We're going to go through exactly who said what. And not who, but we're going to go through the scenarios of getting banned. And then we got more clarification. That is also in the policy that is a no-no. Like mass editing listings significantly from what they were originally listed as. I'm not saying the policy verbatim, But basically, they don't want you doing that, you guys. The policy says, like, you cannot go in and change photos, pricing of items. They don't want you going in and mass marking things as not for sale. So 13 days in, it kind of feels like this is not just targeted at those people that were massively delisting and relisting the same items to get exposure and new eyes to their items. It also feels like those of us that sell other places are being penalized, because once you list something on Poshmark, basically this policy is saying it needs to stay there. It's not saying that, but that's what's happening to a lot of us. So far, and I'm like fingers crossed with every one of these videos I make. I feel like I'm bringing so much attention to myself. So I know you guys love these daily updates, but I'm being very honest. I don't know how long I can keep this up. I don't know that I want to keep it up because I'm bringing a lot of attention to myself. I think I've posted like 8 or 9 videos on this Poshmark policy. Each video is getting at least a couple thousand views, and I just don't know that I want the attention to my Poshmark account, because I love selling on Poshmark. I love going live on Poshmark. I don't want to piss Poshmark off. That's what I'm saying. I just want to do whatever they want me to do. I want to be able to go live. I'm even like stuttering. I don't want anything. I don't want any issues. So whatever they want, I will do it. Am I happy about it? No. Do I agree with this policy? No. Would I have liked way more clarification before it was rolled out and more notice? Yes. But you know what? Nikki will follow the rules because I don't own Poshmark. And I don't want to sound callous or harsh, you guys, but we have to remember we don't own these platforms. So we can get mad, we can get pissed all we want. But if you're not going to follow their rules and you get in trouble, what can you do? You don't own Poshmark. So I'm just trying to follow whatever the heck they want. Am I happy about it? No. So let's get into, so all that to say, I've done all that, and I've been doing these update videos, and it just makes me nervous bringing all this attention to myself. And I have not received any emails from Poshmark. I haven't received suspensions, bans, flags, anything. I will say, one of you mentioned that, if I can find the comment, I'll put a screenshot, but they said that they believe that a lot of the accounts right now, like these first 2 weeks that are getting all of these like restrictions and bans, are people that were maybe like gaming the system before the policy even went into place. So they kind of already had these people flagged. Thank you to so many of you that have been honest. A lot of you have been honest and publicly commented like, look, I delist and relist my entire closet weekly. I didn't know people were doing that. Me, myself, and I have too many items to do that, and I don't have the time to do that. So what I do is I go through my entire Poshmark closet maybe twice a year. I don't even think I go through everything. I do a full inventory of everything I have for sale. Like right now I have about 1,400 listings on eBay, and on Poshmark right now it's like 750, because everything I sell on eBay, I don't sell on Poshmark. You guys know I sell a lot of hard goods. So twice a year I go through all of my inventory in my storage unit. That's where I keep it. And I decide if something should be delisted and relisted, or on eBay, what I do is sell similar. Do I need to just donate the item? So I'm doing that twice a year. So I don't think I was like on any radar, because I'm not doing it that often. Like I said, it's maybe twice a year that I'm delisting and relisting the same items I already have, because I'm also listing so many items all the time. So I just can't do that. But a lot of you, and I didn't know this was going on until this policy came out, have been very honest that, look, I do that because that's how I get sales. That's the only way I can get sales on Poshmark, is if I'm bringing new eyes to my items. And it's falling under the like just in category, because we all know Poshmark's search algorithm is absolutely horrible, and it's basically going to show you it's going to prioritize things that are newly in and just listed. So that's why people do it, and I get it. I totally understand that, especially if you're not like myself and you're not listing so many new items every day. Maybe you can only, have those 300 items in your closet and you can't list that many. You're not going to make any money unless you're relisting the same thing. So some of you have said that you believe a lot of these accounts that are getting flagged or suspended were already on Poshmark's radar. It is very obvious, you guys, that they are not using actual humans to assess who gets a ban and who doesn't. It's very automated. You can just tell. You can just tell even from the emails that people receive when they're getting these bans. It's an auto-generated email. So this is not something that's being done by a human. So just keep that in mind, because it's just like totally random, because all of the things that the people are saying they have done that got them suspended, I tried in the first 2 weeks. I wasn't doing it in a mass volume, but I did it, and I'm okay. But also, like I said, I only relist twice a year, so maybe that's why. So let's go through some of the comments and trends that I am seeing that you guys have left on the video. Vast majority of you, like 10 people commented that were actually suspended for 7 days or more, are people that, like I said, were mass delisters and relisters of the same items. 10 people confirmed that in my comments. This is like public knowledge. Like I said, I'm not like publicly outing anyone. These are all comments that were left on my YouTube videos. I basically collated all of them. Since this policy went into effect, let me tell you how many videos, because I have that data. I'm such a data nerd, you guys. I have the amount of videos I've posted on this exact policy since it launched 13 days ago. Let me tell you. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th video. So it's not as many as I thought. 7th video I've posted on this policy change. And we have 3, 7, that's 13, 18, oh my gosh, that's 25, 30,000 views on those videos. That's insane. Yeah, we're gonna stop making these videos, because like I said, I'm just realizing, I was just counting the thousands of views per video. 30,000 views in just those videos, and I went through all of the comments on those videos, and I've basically collated the common themes for all of the people that said that they were banned and why. That, calculating that is a little bit shocking to me, and I'm like, okay, that's enough attention, Nikki. We don't want to bring any more attention to our account. So let's go through some of the reasons, because I feel like this could be helpful just to keep us all safe, you know, for now until we get more clarification. So top 10 people that admitted that they were delisting and relisting the same items, they got 7-day suspensions. Okay, 10 people. Surprisingly, I counted 9 of you have said that since this all started, your sales have gone up. So maybe and those comments seem to really piss people off, because a lot of people are not experiencing that. A lot of people are currently not even able to list on their Poshmark accounts, which I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I don't know if because, and being honest, okay, 30,000 views sounds like a lot, but there are way more people that sell on Poshmark than 30,000 people. I don't know overall how many people, how many accounts are being affected or suspended, but I just thought that's interesting. After counting up all those comments, that's, you know, quite a bit of you, because I don't know, on average, I don't get that many comments on my YouTube videos, but these videos have been getting a lot of comments. And I think it's interesting that a lot of you are oh wow, no, these videos are getting, yeah. I don't know that I should be bringing this much attention to myself. I can't look at the analytics, but it's making me like think, should I even post this video? A lot of you have said your sales have gone up. I have not experienced that. I have actually experienced the opposite, but that is also because my listing amount on Poshmark has dropped down significantly in these last 13 days. I was listing anywhere from like 5 to 20 items 7 days a week on Poshmark. Like I said, I don't list everything that I list on Poshmark I don't list everything that I have on eBay on Poshmark, because I sell a lot of hard goods. Like right now, my inventory is honestly, on eBay, it's probably like 60% non-clothing, 40% clothing. Like that's how much other stuff I sell: electronics, hard goods, beauty products, and then 40% would be clothing. So I'm having like 5 to 20 items every day go live on Poshmark before the change, but now because I am so weary of having to delete anything on Poshmark, these last 13 days, I've maybe had like 3 to 5 items go live every day on Poshmark. So my sales have significantly dropped. Like I was getting daily sales on Poshmark. Now I'm getting every other day, a couple sales every other day. And I feel like that's going to continue to decrease as my listing amount decreases there. That's just the way of the game. Like if I've learned anything after doing this for a decade, is the less you list, the less sales you make. I mean, it's as simple as that. And obviously you have to list things that people want. You can't be listing things no one wants. So my sales have gone way down. So I have not experienced that. And a lot of you have said this is the most common reason people are getting temporarily suspended. It's the people who are like myself. It's the people who are mass eBay sellers or volume Depop, Mercari sellers, and they have to delete items every single day from Poshmark. They're not even the main group that this policy was supposed to really target, the people who are delisting and relisting. I counted it up. There's 20 of you that confirmed that you're not even relisting and you were suspended because you've had to delete items on Poshmark every day, or you've had to, so they've either had to delete it. I've also had people that are just marking it as not for sale. I've had people that are just not even marking it as not for sale. They're just changing the picture. Like I said, they're putting, the item for $1,000 and they're just saying like, okay, no one's going to buy this because there's no photo in it, or like there's a photo that just says sold. All of the workarounds that you guys have shared, the number one reason people are getting suspended is because they're doing these things because they sell other places in volume and they need to get it off Poshmark. That's kind of scary for me because that's the boat that I fall in. I sell mostly on eBay. So I think it's poor customer service to just leave the item up. Because right now, I'm going to tell you where I'm at is I think to keep my account safe until this is rectified, or maybe it never will be. Right now, for the things that are already listed on Poshmark and eBay, I'm just gonna leave them for sale on Poshmark. And if they sell, this is horrible customer service, but I'd probably just have to cancel the order, you guys, because currently Poshmark does not penalize you for having too many cancellations. And they might change that one day, but right now, just so that I can keep my account cool, I'm just gonna have to do that. And I think that's horrible customer service. So that's why I'm hoping soon they will fix this a little bit. Like, I think it's unreasonable, probably. I shouldn't say unreasonable. Nothing's unreasonable. I think it's a little unrealistic for us to think that this will go away. I don't think it will. I don't think it's like the seller fee change where they just go back to what it was. I think it's gonna stay, because there are a lot of people that were doing what Poshmark didn't want them to do, delisting and relisting the same stuff. But I'm just hoping there are some tweaks, because I don't understand being penalized for selling things other places. Well, I do. If I'm Poshmark, I really want you to sell it with me. I want that 20%. I don't want you to sell it on eBay. But as we have discussed, they can't do that. So for the items that are already listed there right now, you guys, just so I don't trigger their AI or their automation, because I would have, like today, here's a prime example. Today, I sold 12 things on eBay, right? 8 of them are cross-listed on Poshmark. How do I get those off of Poshmark safely without getting flagged? I can't delete them. I can't mark them as not for sale. I can't change the photo and change the price. All of the workarounds you guys have thought of. I cannot do any of that. Really, the only thing that some of you have told me you've been doing this is that you just leave it up there, and if you have to cancel it if it sells. One of my group members had that happen today. She had what was the brand? A Veronica beard dress sold on eBay in the morning. And she's like, crap, like she had just gotten off her 3-day suspension. She's a higher volume seller on eBay than I am. She sells anywhere from like 30 to 50 a day. Very big business. She has a warehouse, full-time gig. And she's like, I just got off my suspension. She's so paranoid to delete or edit mass amounts of items. So she's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it up there. And you know what happened? It sold that evening on Poshmark, and she had to cancel the order. And she's like, I don't know what else to do. Like, from now on, moving forward, I'm not going to be listing as much on Poshmark, but for the thousands, she has thousands. She has about 4,000 items right now listed on Poshmark. She's like, I'm not taking those off, and I'm not massively editing the listing because she just got off a 3-day suspension for massively changing her listing. She wasn't even deleting them. This is an example of the person just marking it as not for sale or changing the price. And she got a 3-day suspension. So that's what I'm going to do right now, friends. But those are the top ways from the public comments. Those are the top ways that people are getting suspended and banned and permanently. So what does this mean, friends? Poshmark rolled this out without full clarity. The policy, I'm reading my notes so I can get my thoughts out clearly because this video is long. The policy seems to me very automated and inconsistent, and it's like targeting repeat patterns, but not every situation is the same. You know what I mean? Because of all the things that I just mentioned to you that people have gotten in trouble, also a lot of people have said, well, I've been doing that and I'm fine. So it's really inconsistent. So far, it seems like the worst thing to do is just completely delete your listing. I don't think any of us should be doing that right now. And I really think it's poor customer service to just leave it up there and then maybe have to cancel it. So, yeah. And what I will say is I think that if you are deleting items, just make sure it's not massive amounts at one time. You know what I mean? What massive amounts means to Poshmark's AI automation, I don't know. We're just going to have to test it out until we get more clarity, friends. We're just going to have to test it out. So if you guys want any more information on this, let me know. You want me to risk the biscuit and keep giving you updates? Let me know. Unless I get like an overwhelming response to keep giving you these updates and telling you why people are getting banned or what's working and what's not, I probably won't, but we'll see. I would like to go film some like come through with me videos, some thread up video. I don't even, that's how you know it's bad, when I'm actually like, I should film a thread up video, and I have not filmed a thread up video in years. Talk about a platform that will send you for a loop. This is still unfolding. I feel like I wouldn't be doing my YouTube job if I didn't give you some type of update. But I don't know. Let me know what you want. We'll see. We'll see if Data Nikki will comply. Let me know. I always say I'm not going to film these updates, and then like 5 of you will email me and I'll be like, well, I'm off work. I still have my makeup on. Let me film an update.